Hey YouTube, let's do a real quick video kind of showing you what it takes to go from the stock grip safety on a Model 80 1911 to the Ed Brown grip safety, which is a big improvement. As you can see, it's got a raised rear end here to make sure that even with a slightly off grip you can still depress the grip safety far enough to fire the gun. So I bought it and I've already done the work, but I'll just kind of show you what's involved with it. So I'm going to install the old one, the one that I've already removed. Let me stick it back in there and kind of show you the difference of what you'll have to do. First of all, maybe you can see this. See the amount of gap in here? That's the metal that you'll have to remove. That's just part of the deal. You'll have to do that, and it's a fair amount. It's 144 thousandths, I think, of metal that I had to remove. I measured it, so that's about what it is. It's a big chunk of metal, and that's removed obviously on both sides of the firearm. I'll pull this out and stick it on the other side. All right, if you think you can do that eyeballing it, you're better than I am. I couldn't. So I got this little device. I got it from Brownells. It's the name of it. Here's the name of it right here. It's Beavertail installation jig. What that does is install that on your gun, and then as you're filing, of course your beavertail wouldn't be on there. So let me pop it off real quick. When you're filing, you're basically filing to get evenness between these two sides and around, well, you'll see what you have to do, but it basically involves going from about the top all the way around to, it's about probably 45 degrees of metal that you have to take off, and make sure so you can kind of see that. It kind of runs, you can see where I cut from here back around to here, and in doing so I don't know that I would have been able to do it without this jig. What I noticed on the jig too is that as you get close to getting the right amount, you'll start filing. I'll show you basically if this was a file, you'd be going across like that, and as it gets closer and closer to the center, I stopped filing and I started doing it with a stone to get it really close. So let me pop on the new Beavertail and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. And this is again the Ed Brown. He's got a name for it. It's like a memory grip or something. It's got the little ridges that are supposed to help you put the gun in the same place every time. So I'm going to put that on without that, and you can see the fit. It's a pretty tight fit. Let me get in close there if you'll focus. So with that device, you're able to get it really close. So my guesstimate on how much time it takes probably took me 3 hours or maybe 4 hours to do this. Pretty pleased with the work. As you can see, fits pretty good along the bottom. Still have a little bit of polishing to do, but I don't know that I would have done it successfully without this jig. I'm not an artist. Doing radius is probably not my best gig, but to start with, I put the installation jig on there, and I kind of scribed around it, and I started actually with a Dremel tool with a fine stone on it to get the start of the metal off, then went to a file, then went to a stone, and then I did some finishing work with some steel wool and some really small files, steel wool, stone, and then ended up with a Dremel tool and some polish. So that's what it is. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can just hit me up with a private message, but it works. The tool helps. Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.